We are live. All right. If you are tuning in, probably not even on yet, but this is going to be our first series. We're doing this thing called Whiteboard Wednesdays moving forward. We're always going to shoot them live, and then we'll upload them to YouTube, a week or 2 weeks afterwards, approximately. So today we're going to dive into something that when I first got into real estate, I felt like I was trying to learn a whole new language. I think the popular word there is the jargon of real estate, and looking at the different acronyms that exist out there. So this isn't all of them. If I missed one, or if there's one that you know of that you don't know what it means or you want to get answered, let us know. Happy to address it in the comments either on YouTube or Facebook. That's no problem. But got a list of the ones that I feel like are the ones that are most popular or the ones that we run into the most. And so I'm going to just run through these acronyms really quickly, give a brief description of what they are, and then as always, comments, questions, etc., just let us know below and we'll be happy to address them. We'll go ahead and get started. Most popular one, most common one is the MLS. So MLS stands for Multiple Listing Service. Bear with me as I write these out here. So the multiple listing service, or the MLS, that's just where your house, if you list your house with an agent or with a realtor, that's what they'll put it on there so that everybody who is tied into that is aware that your house is for sale. It's a very commonplace to have a house if it's listed. All right, next one is EMD. This is your earnest money deposit. When you're writing a contract or you're negotiating a deal, that's a very common thing. People ask, well, hey, how much money are you putting up as earnest money or good faith money? And that goes with the attorney's trust account or the broker's trust account. And that kind of just shows that your intent or your goodwill in trying to make the purchase go through. So that's just EMD. It stands for earnest money deposit. I'm not sure if I know how to spell earnest money. All right, the next one is Fizbo. Most people are really popular or aware of this one. It's a very popular one. It's for sale by owner. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Excuse me. All right. The next one is DD, or due diligence. This is the time, when you're going under contract, where if you make an offer and it gets accepted on a property that you're interested in buying, or on the vice versa, if you have a property you're selling, the buyer's gonna ask for a due diligence period, and that's where they double check and just make sure that what they want to, or what they're seeing, what they expect to be able to do with the property is viable. So that's your due diligence. If you're buying or selling a property through traditional methods, as far as getting a bank loan and things, this is when you would get your home inspection and your appraisal done, is during the due diligence period. I put EMD twice. Silly me. All right, the next one here is proof of funds, or POF. So POF is, you're going to see sometimes agents will require proof of funds. It's known as, so if you're doing a cash deal and somebody's going to make you a cash offer, sometimes you'll see that the seller or the listing agent will ask for proof of funds just to verify that the buyer has the ability to pay cash for the property that they're negotiating. All right, LOI, letter of intent. It's maybe not as widely used, but the LOI is going to be used when you're not making the full contract on a property. You just say, hey, this is what we'd be willing to do. This is what we'd be willing to make an offer on. And it's a good starting point sometimes for negotiations, so that the seller knows that there's serious intent, hence the letter of intent from the buyer's side to make a move or make an offer on the property. The next one here is CMA, and that's comparative market analysis. And this is really important when you're going to go list your property or you're going to get ready to sell your property, that you know what you can ask for in the property. And on the reverse is also true. If you're going to go buy a property, you want to make sure you know what the market conditions or what the market rates are. So you don't want to overpay or undersell for a property based on what the market says. So that's what the CMA is for. All right, NAR stands for National Association of Realtors. And you'll see that on paperwork sometimes, or at the bottom of contracts, and just some agents' email signatures. You'll have it will say NAR, just part of it. Just good to be aware of. LTV is loan-to-value. And that's pretty much just, depending how you're financing the property and what that looks like, it's going to be a term that the lender is going to be aware of. And you might want to be taken into consideration to make sure you're not getting over leveraged in a property. HOA, Homeowners Association. So this is actually very similar to the one that we're going to hit next, which is CCR, which is covenants and restrictions for different communities. So you'll see that HOAs will be in like different condo complexes or different communities, and that will govern what that certain community is going to allow or not allow. So for instance, if you have really nice houses and you want to make sure that the roads get paved to the houses and that there's certain type of houses that get built up around you, then that's what the HOA is going to come in. It's going to protect you as a owner in that area. And then the CCR is the covenants and restrictions. And that's also very similar. The HOA usually has a monthly fee associated with it. The covenants and restrictions may or may not, but they're kind of interchangeable at times. So just something to be aware of. If you see somebody says, oh, well, what's the CCR? That's usually what they're looking for. And then the last one here is fair market value. And as you'll know, when fair market value and the CMA, or the comparative market analysis, in theory, should line up so that they're very similar. The numbers are as close as possible. And, once you go through the selling process, well, once your house sells, then you'll know what the market thought the value of your house was. So just something to keep in mind. Really hope that this information was helpful. If you have any questions or want further clarification on any of this, let us know. Just tag somebody in the comments if you think this is helpful. And, check us out next Wednesday. We'll be here again. Whiteboard Wednesdays coming live.